The way in which our project has been portrayed strongly supports and incorporates conventions of the noir genre. Firstly, our film is set in very typical locations, like wet city streets and gloomy offices. Extreme high and low angle shots and tracking shots following the PI's movements are a staple of the filming style in which we utilised.
We incorporated a downbeat jazz soundtrack, used periods of silence and a first-person monologue, reflecting the moody atmosphere given off by the PI and its surroundings. The PI also falls into the traditional mould for the protagonist of the movie type, as a blasé, shrewd detective.
All of these factors link with the non-linear narrative split apart using flashbacks, the film being shot in low-key lighting and edited to have high contrast and be shown in grayscale makes it a very distinctive film noir. Classic movies of the same subgenre strongly influenced our work, such as Double Indemnity, The Big Sleep and Touch of Evil, which all place prominent emphasis on shadows and lighting used to obscure characters like in ours.
However, we did stray from the beaten path of noir norm in some ways. For instance, we decided to film by employing a small depth of field instead of the usual deep focus seen in the genre. This is because we thought it would help obscure the leading role, making him seem more mysterious and covert.
We also avoided the commonly used filming technique for film noir known as the Dutch tilt, where the camera is slanted at an angle, deliberately utilised to make the audience feel uncomfortable. We thought that due to the time frame of the sequence that it would be wise not to throw the audience off and keep everything looking as smooth as possible.
During filming, we used a very expensive, high-quality camera. It filmed in high definition, but we decided not to use some of the angles we may have used with a cheaper camera due to the risk of damage to the equipment being too high. We also used a large tripod to get smooth, steady shots and an artificial LED portable filming light to illuminate shots discreetly. Unfortunately, the LED light ran out of battery and we ended up using a high-powered torch for the final scene, although due to the stronger light source, the scene looks a lot moodier and more stylized.
We faced a few problems during the filming process. Due to the rain, the ground was slippery, which made moving shots more dangerous, and we had to constantly prevent the lens from getting wet. Some of the shots that were planned had to be replaced due to our ambient light source running out of battery. Also, there were many time limitations placed on us, making the windows when we could film quite narrow due to the availability of actors and filming equipment.
In editing, we found that we could turn up the brightness slightly to make the dark images appear more clear, and turn the saturation all the way down to give the black and white effect representative of noir. We feel we have progressed from our preliminary task, as we researched much more deeply into the genre and planned our shots to reflect this. We tried our many different premeditated angles and techniques to when filming, instead of just throwing a bunch of shots together on the spot like we did in the prelim task.
We also learned that ambient background noise must match up between shots. This is part of the reason we decided to add the cricket sound effect over the flashback scene. The importance of lighting also became apparent as the preliminary task was very dull visually, and because after further research we found that shadows and contrast is an important factor in the noir genre. Overall, we feel more confident in using our filming equipment and Adobe Premiere Pro. We also feel that we completed the measures set by the brief to a very good standard, making an opening sequence that clearly shows a level of